Good morning, Namaskaram. We humbly and gratefully welcome Vishalakshi Madam and all who are here to grace the beginning of this occasion. I'll just take 2 minutes to introduce ICE, She Evolves, and briefly introduce our dear speaker today. But before that, since this is the first start, if I can request all to just hold silence for about a few seconds, just as a way for us to start this event for the day. So I request everybody to just close their eyes and just connect to Divine in their own unique ways to bless this day, this event, and all our future works in ICE Trust. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I'll just briefly introduce ICE and the today's topic She Evolves, and then I'll briefly introduce Madam. ICE Trust was run by my father, Anto Vincent, for 20 years. We now continue the legacy, me and Uma, with grateful support from Aarti, Priya, Vaibhav, and many other people. ICE Trust, the focus is new creation. How can we support the emergence of new creation in the world? And we're doing in multiple projects, women, empowerment, nature, healing, education, youth above 60, for which I would come back and talk to Madam also for her support on that. Today, She Evolves is a very simple and a unique topic. We are capturing it around the Women's Day. We're capturing 12 stories, but She Evolves itself is a space for us to hold the essence of women, the emergence of the women. Women often go through different, complexities of their roles and lots of struggles. So is true to men in a certain way. We're capturing the journey of She Evolves as she connects to her essence, holds it, and is able to express it in unique ways in a family, in a society, etc. So today you will hear 12 stories. At the strike of every hour, we'll have a speaker. I take the opportunity to introduce Vishalakshmi ma'am. Pardon me if I make any error in the introduction. I'm going with what I understand. A spirited and a hardworking lady. I believe she cycled to the office till the day of her retirement from central government and was always known for her ever kind, helpful nature. Right from the beginning of talking to her, I also see a great faith in the divine, great humility for the kind of level that she's reached in her lifetime. She's 80, a trained Carnatic musician, graduate as Vidwan from Madras Music College in Carnatic music in 1958. Obviously, she's performed in many sabhas and temples. She composes songs. She has about 150 compositions to her credit. Each composition is birthed while exiting a temple or holy place in praise of that deity. The beauty of her compositions is its simplicity, and yet it captures the particular essence of the deity. I do hope to hear all of them, in the next few months. For a decade now, she's been visiting cancer patients and just sings for them. There's something in sound, which touches people beyond language deep down. I think she's doing that. Along with it, she also sings and teaches children with special needs. Both the children and patients, I understand, eagerly wait for her to join her singing through claps, keeping with the beat of her music. And I think whatever connection she holds, with the divine, certainly would be passing through that music to whoever is open. Today, she's also very busy giving music classes, composing music, traveling around, and being there for her 4 grandchildren. We welcome you, Madam, and the floor is yours. We're all here to listen to you and partake in what you share.
Thanks a lot for the very good opportunity we have given. First, I will start with an invocation which I used to sing while I was in service in Central Leather Research Institute, which M.S. Subbulakshmi sang in UN and composed by Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Mahaperiyava. It is about be friendly with all and just leave all your karma krodha, like that. That song goes like that. First, I will start with that invocation song, I think, which will help the participants also. Maitrim bhajat akila hrijetrim, Maitrim bhajat akila hrijetrim, Atmavadeva paranapi pashyat, Atmavadeva paranapi pashyat, Yuddham tyajata spardham tyajata, Yuddham tyajata spardham tyajata, Tyajata pareshva kramamakramanam, Tyajata pareshva kramamakramanam, Maitrim bhajat akila hrijetrim, Maitrim bhajat akila hrijetrim, Janani prithvi kama dukhaste, Janani prithvi kama dukhaste, Janani prithvi kama dukhaste, Janako devaka sakala dayalu, Janako devaka sakala dayalu, Damyata datta dayadvam janata, Damyata datta dayadvam janatam, Shreyo bhuyat sakala jananam, Shreyo bhuyat sakala jananam, Shreyo bhuyat sakala jananam, Shreyo bhuyat sakala jananam, Shreyo bhuyat sakala jananam. Sorry, in the morning times, my throat sometimes it doesn't cooperate with me. So whatever has come, I have sung. So, first I want to share my experiences in my life right from childhood, because life is really a journey for all of us. We come across so many things, hurdles, happiness, good, bad, everything, but we have to accept whatever comes in life. So, my mother, Sita Dayaswami, was a Kalaimamani, and her interest in learning things, not only music, whatever is new, she would like to learn. Why don't you teach me? She will say. Even at the age of 87, before her passing away, she was once sitting and memorizing something. I was asking her, what is that, Ma, you are memorizing? And then she was telling this Nava, particular Nava Varnam, I can't see without seeing them. I can't sing without seeing the books I'm memorizing. So the interest she had, that is the thing which made her to live happily, even in spite of having so many hurdles, so many things. She will mainly concentrate on learning music, nothing that. She'll be teaching and she'll be cooking and she'll be taking care of the children, like that all the time, very busy. And my father, Mr. Dayaswami, he was a school teacher. He lived 93 years. He was a scholar actually in Sanskrit, English, Tamil, everything. He'll be reading books all the time. So the same way, He was teaching me Tirukkural and other things before I was put in school. So till 7 years, I was not at all put in school. I was at home learning Tirukkural and everything. And Tamil, he used to teach me. I started learning English only in the 5th standard. On those days, it was like that only. So the school in which he was working, Besant Theosophical High School, he took me to the school at the age of 7. And he asked me, he gave the allowance to put me in whichever class I am suited. So they just tested me and put me in the 3rd standard. So 3rd standard went away, and the next year I should go to 4th standard. I don't know. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was given double promotion and I was in the 5th standard the next year. So on those days, it was SSLC. That is total duration of our education was 11 years only in the school. So we used to 6th standard will be the 4th form, 1st form, 2nd form, 3rd form, 4th form, 5th form, 6th form will be the SSLC. So at the age of 14, I finished my school education. So I was underage. On those days, 15 plus only were allowed to join college. So I was very much underage. So I was not, at the time of examination was also, I was very sick. I had jaundice. And anyway, I wrote the exam, not very high marks because of the fever and the jaundice. I could pass the exam, that's all. But I was not eligible for college course. So one day we have been, my family attended one marriage. In that marriage, Musri Subramanya, who was the principal for, he was telling, the Vidwan title I got. It is in the Greenways Road. Even now it is called Tamil Nadu Music College. On those days, it was controlled by central government. So it was called as Central College of Karnataka Music. So the first principal was Musri Subramanya Iyer. He was also an educated person. So he also attended the marriage. So my mother, she never used to have any reservation in talking either with Mahaperiyava or with Musri. She would straight away go and talk. She was like a child only. So he straight away went and asked him. She took me also along with her. She is underage. She cannot study in college. Can you take her in your college, music college? That's what she asked Mr. Musri Subramanya. So he was asking, what is her age? Then she said, she is just 14, just finished. I finished my exam in March, and in March I finished my 14th year. So he said, what is, then I said 14. For our college, 16 years is needed, he said. Oh, then if it is that rule, okay, then we came away. And on fine morning, Musri Subramanya came to our house. I don't know how he got the address, and we came home, and he asked me to sing a song. I sang a song. My mother, then he said, she's singing very nicely, but you have to teach her some raga, alapana, and kalpana swaram, because we have one board for selection. That is, an audition board is there. If that audition board selects her for her study in our college, as a principal, I have got the power, and we can just put her. So my mother taught me. I went and sang for the audition. I got selected. That 2 years of music learning was really a very, very, very good and the best portion of my life, I should say, because when I went there, I was 14. So many were there who finished their music academy, higher music, and then who studied in Chidambaram, Annamala University. Those people were all there. But anyway, and music was main vocal, and one instrument, if I can take, it was Veena I took. As we had Veena in our house, it will be good for us, our practice. That's why. So in that college, Musri Subramanya Iyer and flute Swaminathan Pillai. That Swaminathan Pillai was the guru of Vishwanathan, who was guru for John Higgins. So, and Brindama, Chittur Subramanya Pillai, and Kalyana Krishna Bhagavatar, and Devakota Narayananga. These two were teachers for Veena. But Kalyan Krishna Bhagavad used to come and teach music whenever someone is not coming. So like that, I had a very good uh, opportunity to learn many, many things in that college. And after that college is over, I used to participate in some of the competitions and which I also won prizes. And actually, that Veena, I took it as subsidiary, but those teachers were very, very happy in my playing Veena. Even the main students who used to learn Veena, they used to come and our teacher used to tell them, go and see that small girl who is practicing during my intervals, that is lunchtime, we will have to have 1 hour or 2 hours. I used to go and practice there. Even when I used to go very early into the college, I'll go and sit in the Gotvadyam room because no one will be there. I used to practice Gotvadyam also on those days because the same position as in Veena. So that is how that learning, that is really a very good journey. And what I suggest for the children, in whatever way they want to learn and whatever stream they want to flourish, we have to encourage them. That is the main thing with the children we should adopt. So after all those things, and musicology is very, very important. Musicology exam, in the first exam, no, I never knew anything about musicology or anything. So I only know Shadjam, Rishabham, like that, the name of the 7 swaras. So then the first exam, I scored very poor marks, 39 marks I scored. That teacher was my mother's classmate in music academy. My mother, she studied in music academy. After her marriage, my father put her in music academy. So she won the first prize in the exam. She came first. And in the Gopal Krishna Bharatiya competition also, she took first prize. So how she learned Jalatarangam means it is really a wonder. When she was 12 or 13 years old, in summer school of music, Professor Sambamurthy organized during summer. It was only for 6 weeks. And Ramanaya Chettiar was the teacher who taught Jalatarangam. And they can select whatever instrument they want to learn. So many instruments are there. My mother, she selected Jalatarangam. But this Ramanaya Chettiar tested her, whether she can do or not. Then she said, if you pour water, the Sruti will go down. If you take the water, the Sruti will go up. That's what he said. So they have made Sruti for Maya Mala Gaula, and they asked her to tune it to Shankarabharanam. There are these 2 swaras only differs, this Rishabham and Daivatam. My mother was very intelligent, so she took some water from that and she made it. So she was allowed. My mother's elder sister, Meenakshi, was also, both of them studied in that. She learned Jalatarangam only for 6 weeks only. After that, her practice was very enormous. And Professor Sambamurthy gave his own set of Jalatarangam to her. So she used to daily go to his house and practice. So one day he came in, on those days they used to, this kai rickshaw, pulling rickshaw. He came with the instrument and gave it to her in the house. So even now, the next to her, my sisters, they are playing Jalatarangam. That is Kala Srinivasan. She is playing fully. And along with her, there is only one cup which Professor Sambamurthy gave. So the interest in that music only made her to develop further and further. So till her end, even before she passed away, 10 days before, she played in a temple. So what I'm telling, age is just a number. Always you should remember, whatever is possible, if we start learning, it will make us very young. The student, to be a student is really it's a privilege, So in whatever field you want to learn, you can go and learn. There are so many fields to learn. So that is why even now I learned Devaram, Tirupugal, Tiruvachakam. I study Bhagavatam for the people and teach Bhagavad Gita. And I teach music, bhajans like that. So if we keep our time like this, fully engaged, we will be engaged, we will be young age. That's what I'm telling. So I'll just go to my old things. Whatever comes, I'm just talking. So after that music college is over, I attended so many competitions. And after my college, my brother passed away. He was very, very intelligent. At the age of, when I was 16 when he passed away, he was 14 years and I was 16 years. And my mother became very, very sick because of his demise. She became very depressed and I have to take care. Because at that time we were 8 children. So I decided, I was just helping my mother at home. Once my father's friend came home and he said, why you are just sitting at home? Why don't you come and learn shorthand typewriting? Then I said, no, I have to take care of my mother. You just come for an hour or two, that's all. That I had to go to Saidapet for that. I have to go in the bus and so I went and learned this typewriting, shorthand, everything. So then I decided when my next brother passed away, all were young children, no. So I thought of helping my parents. He was a teacher, no. Having 8 children and other things, it is really very difficult on those days, no. So when I decided to go for a job, my father said, no, you don't go for a job. I don't want a girl to go and work. That's what he said. But I said, no, I will first register in employment exchange, I said. So I went and registered and one interview came. 1 or 2 interviews I attended. And when this DMS, Director of Medical Services, I attended an interview. Only we were 2, one boy and myself. And he started, his hands were all shivering like anything. I was, why you were like this? How you can write shorthand when he dictates? No, ma, when girl comes, normally they give preference for only girls. They don't. Then I said, this is only a temporary job, some leave vacancy. Don't worry, I will go away. You are the only person. Definitely they will give you a job. Don't worry. Then I went away like that. I will get some other opportunity. So next, I was invited for an interview in Chief Inspector of Factories. There also we too went. And they gave some for typing and it was over. Nil mistake, I typed and I was selected. So he said, you join tomorrow, you are selected. That was only some MPSC candidate vacancy like that. Then I said, why don't you, she's also there, why don't you give her also a job? He was really taken aback and offered her a job also. Because there is one Chief Inspector of Factories office and Inspector of Factories office, both combined together in one building. So I was working there for 7 months. I was hardly 17 plus only at that time, 17 and a half, that's all. So I had my shorthand examination. So I said, I want to have 2 days leave for preparation 1 day and for writing examination. Then the in charge said that MPSC candidates may come and join at any time and you may be boosted, he said. And I will call you if it happens, you please come, he said. The next day itself, one phone call came. We never had a phone in our house, only the owner of the house had the phone and I went to that candidate was there. And I was disturbed. I was not able to study. Then said, don't worry. That Inspector of Factories, one person was there. Ma, don't worry. I will go on leave for 2 months. You will be 2 or 3 months. Then you can continue here. Yes, I am on leave from day before yesterday itself. He gave a leave letter telling that I want to have leave. So they put me in that Inspector of Factories for 3 months. So from that date, at that time I attended an interview in CLRI and I joined in July itself. So from the 18th year, 5 months, I had I worked for 42 years and it was over. And after my retirement, once I took my children to the Ayyappa. So there, when my son went to Ayyappa Sabarimalai, I took my children and that was my first song which I composed that I will sing now. Ayyappa un padam charanadaindhen ஐயனின் திருநாமம் சொல்லி நின்றேன், ஐயப்பா உன் பாதம் சரணடைந்தேன், ஐயமே எனக்கேதும் இல்லையே, ஐயனே உனை நாடி ஓடி வந்தேன், ஐயப்பா உன் பாதம் சரணடைந்தேன். பம்பையில் நீராடி இருமுடி சுமந்து அம்பிகை துணையோடு பாட வந்தேன், தும்பிக்கை ஆண்டவனை வணங்கிவிட்டு அம்பிகை துணையோடு ஹரிஹர சுதனை நம்பிக்கையோடு காண வந்தோம். This was the first song. And after my retirement only I had time to learn, so I was teaching. And after my school I wanted to study MBBS, which I could not do, and I passed medical bills in CLRA. That is the thing. So after my retirement I wanted to do homeopathy, so I did homeopathy. And and in Vedadri he has this exercises and sky, that is simple Kundalini yoga, and I for Agattaivu, and I finished my Brahmanyana Paichi in Ariyar also, and this homeopathy I did, and I studied natural living also, that is nature cure is good, you know. So this homeopathy, Ayurveda and the Siddha, because instead of this and I also learned Reiki also, and for one or two persons I have done Reiki, and who was just in the bed, they were able to walk and like that. And I started going to this Cancer Institute, and for the patients, for sometimes people used to come and sing along with me, for some time I couldn't go because they were not able to come. So the patients, they have been asking, it seems, for the in charge, why that lady is not coming. No, because that other people are not coming. They say, no, we can sing. No, whenever she comes and sings, and we are all singing, we are able to sleep very well. That really helps us. They said. And in Andhra Mahila Sabha, that orthopedic center is there. But for those children, I used to go and teach them. And this Nandavanam, there are special children. Once last 2 years back, they sang in the Gandhi Mandapam for Gandhi Jayanti. And in Avvai home also, I took those girls to sing in this Cancer Institute like that. And we used to go and visit Amar Seva Sangam. I think you might be knowing about it. A person who was completely paralyzed, he started this. And my husband was running on Typewriting Institute, which we had around 15 to 16 typewriters. And nowadays, no one comes for this typewriting learning. So I gave all the missions to Amar Seva Sangam. Like that, whatever is possible, that music is, it will mute the sickness, you should remember. Whenever we are in distress or whenever we are not feeling good, if you hear music or if you sing music, in whatever way it comes, you can sing, because we are not going to perform in stage or anything. So I started doing one Ananta Priya Bhajan Mandali is there, in which I have taught many songs for them, my own compositions, and bhajan, there is Purandaradas, so many Kabir Das, Tulsi Das, like that, Bhadrachala Ramadas, like that we have so many things I have taught them. And what I want to tell you is, this meditation really helps us a lot. Whenever you can meditate in whatever way you want, you can think of your Ishtadaivam, or you can think of lamp or a jyoti in your heart. That's what the heartfulness is. Sahajamaga Yoga, they teach like that. So it purifies your heart, and when the heart is purified, the God comes and sits, Aham. So if you think about him, even in Bhagavad Gita it is telling, no, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyaha Mokshayishyami Masucha. You please surrender everything to me, whether it is Punyam or Pavam, everything, whatever you do. Don't ever think that you are doing something is making you to do things. And Aham means you should never think this body is only the Atma, which it is inside, is Aham. Aham means my. So the Atma has அழிவே கிடையாது. It is always there from the beginning. So that is only one Atma, it is throughout the world. That's what he said. If you hurt anyone, it is equally, that means you are hurting yourself. So don't hurt anyone. That's I used to think. Help ever, hurt never. Try to help in whatever way is possible, either monetarily or something or other, some way of speaking good things. And don't try to hurt anyone. That is Vedadari Maharishi also telling the same thing. So it is always better to help others, because life is very uncertain. We can think tomorrow, we don't know. Past is past, we cannot change it. So don't think about the past at all. Future, we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So that's why it's called present. It is a gift for us. So enjoy the moment in which you are living. In whichever way you want to do things, you do that. Don't be taken away by others' words. Others, they will just say and go away. That's all. Don't give that. Whatever you think is good for you, whatever pleases you. Because now I like preparing this garland, mala katti Swami potradu, plucking flowers and doing like that, and feeding the birds or feeding the animals like that. Whatever you want, you do, which will give you happiness. That is really good. Read so many books or something like that. So right from the age of 19, I've been singing in All India Radio. That is more than 60 years. That music is something which pleases everything, not only this special children. No, normally they won't sit for so many times. They will sit for 1 hour. Whenever I sing, whenever I make others sing, they just sit and listen. That makes them happy. That's why it's always better to please others by music, or you can enjoy your own music by singing. Time, I think 25 minutes, they said.
I think it's over.
So is it 25 minutes over? Or you want me to talk more, 1 or 2?
You can go a little bit more. You can take another 5 minutes, because
Okay.
I don't think
Thank you so much.
we are all loving what you're sharing. Yes.
Because and one thing I forgot. While I was studying in my school, I used to go to this, because Kalakshetra was next to our school and our playground was there only. I used to, evening from the school, I will go there. That Karakudi Sambasivar is eminent Veena player. He used to be there grinding his Vetalapaka. And I used to go and stand. Ma, can you sing? He will ask me. Can you sing? He used to take me and put me on his, because I was at 12 years or 11 years, no. Then I knew only one song, Pahimam Sri Rajarajeshwari. Pahimam Sri Rajarajeshwari, Kripa Kari Shankari Pahimam Sri Rajarajeshwari. So he used to appreciate. He really was singing. And can you play Veena? At that time, my mother was in Calcutta. This brother, Ganesh, is there. No, to deliver her, she has gone. She was for 8 months, she was away. Only me and my brother was here with my father. Then I told him, no, this Veena is there, but it doesn't have any string or anything properly. Then he offered, you bring the Veena, I will put the Kanti for you. It was I just carried it, for it was just more than 1 kilometer. And he put the Kanti and everything for me and gave it to me. So Mysore Vasudevachar was there. And after my college, music college, everything, once I met him and sang many songs. Mysore Vasudevachar asked me, why don't you come and sing next week? You are singing nicely. I love the songs. But I couldn't go the next Sunday because I was working, no. So next week he was at that time 94 years. So he passed away. I felt very bad for him. And one Mr. Chandu Panikar was authority for Kathakali. Even now, the Dhananjayan's guru. He was there, and Budula Krishnamurti Sastri and all of them used to love my music on those days itself. So it was, and the sports I used to, I was hardly 14 years, you won't believe. Till it becomes dark, I used to play like anything. And I was the captain for those teams, really. We used to play throw ball, basketball, and tennis court. So after that, when I joined CLRI also, I used to play tennis court And in sports also I used to come. Sports, these games and sports makes you really very good in our both mentally and physically. It makes us strong. And when I was in this chief inspector of factories, that is temporary job, there also this Tamil Nadu team, we won because I played tennis kite for them. Then they used to make fun of me. But doesn't matter, even you are not in service, you can come and play. No one will know. No, you come and join us. So for they got one shield because of my playing, and hardly worked for 7 months or something there. So they used to tell like that. And after retirement, I joined one humor club. That's really, I love humor like anything. Without humor, this my brother Ganesh is also very famous in cutting jokes, and my son-in-law Basu. This humorous thing is really help. In talking, we can just cut some jokes. No, that only makes us to laugh. Laughing is a good therapy, actually. This has always, when you laugh and when you are happy, everything goes, this sickness will go away from you. So in this humor club, we used to go, and even in our son's office, we used to have. And another thing I forgot to tell you, I had my knee replacement when I was studying in homeopathy. It is more than 7, it is going to be 18 years. That after that only I traveled a lot. My son took me to Kailash. Along with my first son, I went. And when I was in CLRI, this LTC, leave travel concession, they will give once in 4 years or 2 years, we can go to our hometown or like that. So with that train fare or flight fare, they will give us leave also, we can travel. So I took my children to Kedarnath, Badrinath. Actually, I put Badrinath only, but my son was telling, why not we go to Kedar? Then I said, we have to walk the hill, 14 kilometers. Then he said, it's okay, let us go. Because of him only we travel to Kedarnath also. Now it is too difficult to. And after visiting Kedarnath, other things, Ramnath and Dishkasi, I went with my husband. And another thing, my husband was very sick. Finally, he passed away 23 years back. He passed away. He lived for 2 years under the CAPD, means continuous ambulatory peritoneal dialysis. For a person who cannot, that replacement or transplantation of kidney cannot be done, they undergo this surgery. Even MGR, at that time, it was not available here. He went to US and it was done. So I used to do this peritoneal dialysis at home for him. He was in the Ramachandra Medical Hospital. And when I was in my office, I used to come during this tea time or lunch time and put the bag. 2 times I used to put. He lived 2 years in that. He was a very active person, teaching, typewriting. He had an institute, as I told you, those machines only were given. No. So last 2 years, he was very much depressed. He was very active. Morning and evening, he used to take classes in his own institute. He was working in Mettur Chemicals. But when he was when he was transferred to Mettur in the year 1972, he said, you better, I only studied this TTC course to take classes at home in the institute, because he said, you better take classes at home. I will go to office. But when he was transferred, he said, I will take care of the institute. He also studied. Even my brother Ganesh also studied the TTC course with him. There was only 6 weeks course. It was very interesting. One psychology master was there who used to teach very nicely, actually. So I continued to the work in Central Literacy Institute. So what I'm telling, because of that CLRI, I could give him continuous treatment because it is very costly. I could never take this. And another thing I wanted to tell you, we belong to Appaya Dikshitar Parampara. So the music is in our family. And my sisters are also dancers. They play veena. My brothers used to sing. My brother used to accompany one Ramasubramanian. He used to accompany my mother in Mridangam. So it is in our family. After that, my own children, they also, my eldest son plays sitar, flute, Mridangam. Initially, at the age of 4, he played for me Mridangam in our office. So it is in the blood. My daughter sings, and my daughter Bindumalini is a music director. She also sings. My son Karthik, after my mother, he also started learning Jalatarangam. So now my grandchildren, I should say, with me, proud. They also play mridangam, sitar, music, and he composes one of my grandson. Now he has become a music director also. Like that, it is in our team, and all my sons-in-law, my daughters-in-law, they are also in the same music and some art, drawing and other things. So what I am telling, whatever is possible, you should not think, no, I am not a musician, I have not learned Carnatic. Whatever comes, music you can sing for your own happiness, and it gives you solace, it gives you all sorts of happiness, and it treats our mind and body, and it treats others also. So don't leave music. So music has made me many things. If time permits, I can sing one more song which about our Guru. And can you give me 2 minutes? I forgot.
Yes, please. We can sing and close the session. Please go ahead.
Yes, because after my husband took me to the Kanchi Mutt, where I sang this Kamakshi Navavarnam. This Kamakshi Navavarnam and Uttukadu songs were taught by my own colleague, who was one Mr. Srinivas Iyengar, who worked along with me. He taught me many Uttukadu songs, and along with that Kamakshi Navavarnam also. So when I went to Kanchi Mutt, I sang that song. I just one line I will sing that song. And that song, after that Kamakshi Navavarnam, our Guru, Jayendra Saraswati said, I have heard that is Kamakshi Navavarnam, but only from her I am listening for the first time. The same thing happened in Kamakshi temple also. The priest also said, we have to sing the song after every Navavarnam, but Kamakshi in the temple and ourselves hear the songs only from you. He said, so that proud, really, I am very happy about it. Because of this, once I was called in Coimbatore All India Radio to sing for the whole Navaratri, they broadcast like that. I'll just sing the song. Bhajashva Shri Tripura Sundari, Bhajashva Shri Tripura Sundari, Pahi Shodasadada Sarvasa Paripuraka Chakreshwari Mama Bhajashva Sri Tripura Sundari, Pahi Shodasadala Sarvasa Paripuraka Chakreshwari Mama Bhajashva Sri Tripura Sundari, Nija Sudha Lakari Pravahini Nitya Kameshwari, Gajamukha Janani Shashidhara Vadani Shishirita Bhuvani Shiva Manoramani Bhajashva Sri Tripura Sundari, Ati Sundara Sauvya Karatala Pashankusha Dharane Shashigirane Vidhi Hariharanuta Charane Veda Vedanta Vidagarane Shruti Nigamagama Ramane Harake Yuhura Kirita Kanaka Bharane Adi Adbhuta Tamani Yapalaiva Kucha Mandala Manditahare Bhajashva Sri Tripura Sundari, Tripura Sundari. So during my service, I was traveling only by cycle. After my joining CLR and after 1 year of service, I got my twin sisters. I have twin brothers, twin sisters also. One of my twin brothers also passed away. So we were 10 and now we are 8. So this, my Guru Kamakoti, who was in Kamak, that was the chief priest in Kamakshi temple used to take me to all houses wherever Navavarnam is needed. And this Navavarnam was broadcast in Coimbatore All India Radio during, I think I told you. And he loved one song, which I will finish in 1 minute. Because when I sang that song, when I saw him, his tears were rolling from his eyes. Then I asked him, is it also Uthukadu song? He said, no, Mama, it is my song. So I want to share with that. It's 1 minute, I will finish it up. Yenna Vindayana Rupam Gurudeva. Yenna Vindayana Rupam Gurudeva. Yenna Vindayana Rupam. Annamaya Kosham. இந்த பிறவியில் நான் என்ன செய்வேன் தேவா உன்னை அடைய என விந்தையான ரூபம் வேத பொருளும் நீ ஆதியந்தமும் நீ நாதமயமும் நீ ஞான ஒளியும் நீ வேதனையை போக்கும் அரு மருந்தும் நீ போதனை செய்த சத்குருநாதா என விந்தையான ரூபம். This song he liked and he thought it is Uthukadu song. So it was really great of all of you. So anything you want to can.
Yeah.
And my mother also composed 1 or 2 songs. If time permits, I will sing finally. If you want, you can ask me some questions.
Yeah, I think, but we have the next speaker at 9, so we will.
Okay.
So,
I have taken so much of time.
No. I don't think we are over, but given the program that we put. So first, I would like to really thank Madam, and I think I would definitely be hearing more of your songs and soaking in. And also, I love singing. I do hope I start doing that more. Thank you so much. And 2 small announcements to the people. Until 8 p.m., we have one speaker or the other. And finally, we have a shared session. Do join whenever you're free, same link. And other is Uma has put a link. Uma, if you can put the link back again now. We're doing an attempt to understand what is the qualities that each speaker is bringing. We ourselves have spoken to each speaker before the sessions. So in the link, if you can kindly, the participants who are there in the session, if you can kindly click the link and take about 2 minutes and share what qualities you experienced, because we plan to put it all together for the final panel discussion today, and us for also for the future learnings for us. So kindly do that, Madam. I mean, I really thank you. Maybe as we close, one last 1 minute we can hear, and with that we can silently close the session. You can just sing for 1 minute and we can silently close the session.
Sure. Sharanam சொல்வோமே சபரிமலை வாழும் ஐயப்ப சுவாமிக்கு சரணம் சொல்வோமே நிரந்தரமாகவும் சந்நிதி வருவோர்க்கு அபரிமிதமாக அருள் கொடுப்பவர்க்கு சரணம் சொல்வோமே. பம்பையில் நீராடி பக்தியுடன் விரதமிருந்து பம்பையில் நீராடி நெய் அபிஷேகம் செய்து ஆடிக்கொண்டும் பாடிக்கொண்டும் சுவாமியே ஐயப்பா சுவாமியே ஐயப்பா சுவாமியே ஐயப்பா சுவாமியே ஐயப்பா சுவாமியே சரணம் சொல்வோமே சபரிமலை வாழும் ஐயப்ப சுவாமிக்கு சரணம் சொல்வோமே. this my mother has composed, so I just wanted to hope I did good as whatever is possible I could do, whatever came, I just tell.
Deep gratitude from all of us. Thank you so much.
And now I learned Tirupagal, Tevaram, Tiruvachakam. So try to, all of you learn many things. That is good.
We are going to come to you to teach us. I will talk to you later on this throughout.
Sure. I'm readily available. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
thank you.
I'm really thank all of you for listening to me and for this good opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all.
Thank you so much.
We can keep the link alive, no? The next group can just come.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to the organizers, because otherwise we would not have, heard a lot of what has happened in our sister's life, the young days. And another thing is, today happens to be, at least here in the US, it's still night. So today happens to be our mother-in-law's, anniversary, death anniversary Tithi. And I feel that
We could hear that song.
she came and
Deep gratitude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next time.
By birth, we can pause the YouTube live.
Yeah, we can pause the YouTube live and then begin. No? Otherwise, it will just run blank.